Hey, how you doing? Hi. I forgot how to do words. Hang on. Good afternoon. That took me a minute to get out. You clicked on the button. I didn't make you. But now you're here. You went through a portal. And you landed in my magical place on the internet. Periwinkle Palace Arts. I'm Princess Bun Bun, here with my Bun Buns. And we do art stuff here. So, yeah, that's what we do. We've been working on our nails since like yesterday. And now the boring part is over. We're going to make them pretty. Finally. It seems like sometimes that the boring parts take forever. They don't really, but they feel like they do. Okay. Let's introduce the Bunniez. You probably know them already. We have Maya. She's so excited we get to make the nails pretty too. She's been waiting so long. Is it harder for you to wait than it is for me? Because you're a lot smaller than me. Does that give you less patience? She said no. She's my fibromyalgia bunny, and she's adorable. And we have Patches. We always have Patches when we do our nail art. Patches is my psoriasis bunny. And psoriasis is the reason I do this. This is not my favorite outcome of all the overlays I've ever done, but it definitely does the job. So, okay, you ready? We're gonna make them pretty. We're doing butterflies and purple today. She is so excited. Okie dokie. We're going to attempt, I think we're going to attempt to make some of these nails French. Well, I already know I'm going to do my ring finger with just, what are these called? These are nail wraps. Nail wraps. They're from Nail Fox. I really like the Nail Fox products. So, I'm going to show you how, if I can manage it, it might not work out right, okay? I can't guarantee that it will. If I can manage it, we're going to turn these tiny finger strips right there, and possibly these ones, into French tips. We're gonna try. Because those are never gonna fit on any of my fingers, just being honest. And then I think this size right here should work for the ring finger. Wait, which one was that? Was it this one? Yes. So that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that should give us a couple of French tips to work with. And then we're going to do that on the ring finger. Okay? They're not going to be perfect. We don't do perfect. I show up and do what I can. If you want to know what I'm bebopping to, or, possibly singing terribly, if you look on the screen, over there, somewhere, underneath me, there's a box. There's a box. It has music in it. Yeah, it has music in it. I'm struggling with the words today, y'all. It's fine. Anyway, there is a screen share there of my Spotify mini player so you can at least see what I'm dancing to. We're going to start with the ring finger. And all we're going to do is, where's my rubbing alcohol? We're going to clean the nail really well. We've got the top coat on. It is now time for my big dog to rearrange his room. He does this every afternoon. Okay. To apply these, we peel them off. Peel off the clear part. And then you gotta lift that up. They're quite flexible, and I forgot to do one of the steps that I always do, which is warm them up before I peel them off, but it still works. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to go ahead and stretch it a tiny bit up here by the cuticle area, and then I'm going to apply it. And I try to go straight down the middle, but it doesn't always work. Sometimes it works a little better if I kind of fold it in half. Not always, but sometimes. And put that straight in the middle. I still didn't get that. Okay. I'm gonna try again. I'll start it right here on the side, and then I'll do it like this. I still don't like how that's positioned. Hang on. This is not a problem with the product. This is an issue with the user, okay? And that's me. I'm the user. A little bit further. Yo, I'm struggling with this today. Alright, so we're just going to go ahead and put it on there, make sure it covers everything. And then, if there's any overhang, we'll deal with it, yeah? Okay. Now I'm going to take my little silicone tool. I like this one. It's got a weird shape, but I like it for doing this. Always start in the middle and go straight back. And then I go straight forward. And then I like to use this little notch right here to go from the center down to the side. On both sides. Sometimes you can push that down and hide the little overhang down kind of like inside your cuticle. Sometimes. And then I like to take my finger and go back and forth over it a few times just to make sure that it's really firmly attached and there's no bubbles in it. And now I'm going to fold this down kind of like that. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to take, I like to use the 240 side of my favorite file, and we're just going to file that edge. Alright, I'm going to put this back on here. These don't usually stay on, the clear pieces, but sometimes they have enough little static to them that they will. And then I'm going to file off everything that's hanging over the edge here. Very gently, because this time I don't want it to fold underneath. I tried that on the sunflower ones and it worked, but not my favorite way to do this. It caused a little bit more lifting than what I like. All right, that looks good. I'm not going to put the top coat on it just yet. I want to give it time to settle a little bit. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what we're doing. Okay? Okay, so now I'm going to do the same thing on this figure. Clean it off. I guess you could, if you wanted, not use a top coat before you do this. It would create a matte surface. You could create a matte surface to apply these on, but so far I find that they're working excellent over the top coat. Oh, let's warm it up first. So to warm them up, I just kind of do like this. You can use like a blow dryer or a heat tool, something on like low heat. This creating a little friction for me is just easier, and I'm not as likely to mess them up, because one time, not the Nail Fox wraps, but another brand, I did catch on fire once with a hairdryer. I was like, what? Right. Ah! What are you doing, dog? And stretch it out a little tiny bit. tried, man. They're pretty stretchy. Okay. Let's get it smoothed out. I'm just kind of coaxing this to lay down flat. Okay. I'm going to, again, use my finger and pretty much just make sure it's got a good seal. And we're gonna, again, pull that down like that. These work really good if you use them like on your small toes. Just saying. I don't really decorate my toes because they're not pretty to look at anyway. But quick swipe with rubbing alcohol helps it to adhere even more. A quick swipe, you don't want to make the nail wrap start to dissolve. I'm going to do the same thing on this one. Top coat. If you're just using nail wraps, how easy is that? But we're going to do something a little bit different. Because the last two I did were just nail wraps, right? make sure when you put your nail wraps on that you seal the free edge. That's going to keep them from lifting. Let's cure that. I love the making them pretty part. I would much rather be coloring today, but I needed to do the nails. Maybe I might do a Sunday stream this weekend, just for coloring. Yeah, I think I could do a few hours on Sunday. Let me know what you think. Should I do a stream this weekend? You guys, let me know. You can tell me in the chat, or leave me a comment. And that, my dears, is one finger done. Pretty butterflies. I'm just trying to see if I can see. I can't see. I hope you can see. Alright, let's put some top coat on this one. Typically, when you're doing a gel manicure, if you use a lacquer polish, you don't want to put gel over it, because you may have nails that are dry to the touch, but dry to the touch lacquer is not the same as fully dried lacquer. It takes 24 hours usually for lacquer to fully cure. So you don't want to put your gel over that, because it will cause peeling and it won't look good. But I have found personally that most of the time when I do nail wraps, which are usually actually made of lacquer, I don't have that problem. Maybe it's because they're partially dry already. I'm not sure. But I like to do, you know, my gel overlay, and then if I actually paint my nails with lacquer polish, I'll just put a lacquer top coat on it, okay? Then the next day I'll come back and I'll slap it with a gel top coat. That gives it time to fully cure. But in general, you should not put gel over lacquer. You can put lacquer over gel. We're not using lacquer today, but just so you know. All right, I got 2 purples, and then we've got this Color Shift Blue Opal Pearl. All right, so we're going to use these 2. And what I want to attempt to do is create these purple nails with butterfly French tips, basically. And I'm using gel polish. This is from Model 1s. Just like with your top coat or anything else, you want to, let me wipe this off just to make sure. You want to use a thin coat of polish. It never looks like it's enough at first. Just trust the process. It's going to look pretty streaky and messy, but in this situation, you want to get your gel on the nail really thin, cure it, sorry, and then you're going to cure it, and then when you put on another coat, it's going to be great. Unlike when I do my overlay with the builder gel, I do fully cure every layer of polish before I apply another layer. It's a different thing, so I do it differently. All right, so that looks pretty streaky and not great. But second coat it. And with gel, of course, it doesn't dry until you cure it. So, if you mess it up, you have plenty of time, like infinite time, to fix it and get it exactly how you want it before you cure it. Which is one of my favorite things about using gel. Make sure that you don't get it on your skin, but you do want to wrap your whole nail, basically, in polish. I'm just going to get a little bit more on the brush. I'm going to put it at the end of my nail here. And basically, I'm just putting a nice smooth coat there. And the thing about gel is it will also, I mean, it doesn't self-level necessarily, but it kind of smooths out on its own. So if you're patient, it's gonna float around. just kind of letting it smooth out. It's going to smooth out on its own. I'm not blowing it to dry it. I don't know why I did that. And now it's nice and smooth. I'm gonna cure that. When I'm working with gel, unless I'm doing builder gel is a whole different beast. It's much thicker and it cures a little differently. When I'm doing builder gel, this does not apply. But any other gel, I try to go slow and be patient, which isn't my best quality. It's not necessarily a characteristic that I have a lot of. Well, I say that, but I used to be that way. I don't know if I'm still that way. I've raised 3 kids and they like me, so I don't know, maybe I learned some patience along the way. That's really pretty. But I think I'm going to do one more really thin coat just to really give it that opacity that I want. I don't want a thin or sheer color here. Not today. And for this final coat, I'm going to make sure it's covering the entire end of the nail. No gaps. And let that all gel together, literally. Okay. It just kind of, it moves to on its own, and it like kind of comes together. Sometimes if you roll it a little bit, it'll go a little faster, but oh, it's gone. Full care. Okay. This is a very nice set gel. Okay. I'm going to do the same color on my middle finger. I will tell you, don't put the rubbing alcohol on untop coated gel polish. It'll act like acetone. And remember, for your first coat, you want a really thin coat. I like to push it back against the cuticle instead of trying to brush it underneath or around. And then I'll pull it forward. And you can't be this slow when you're working with a regular nail polish. All right. Full cure. That's the boring part. What are you guys doing this weekend? Are you doing something you want to do? Or are you doing something you have to do and really don't want to do? I'm curious. Let me know. Is that scary when I smell like that? A little bit. Okay. I understand. Okay. Second coat. Again, keep the coats thin. It's much better to have thin coats. Ooh, I like this song. Obviously, it's on my playlist, right? I got a hair in there. Hang on. I can get it. Okay. I can get it. I swear. When you have animals and children, that's bound to happen. We are expecting a thunderstorm here soon, so I'm trying to get this one hand done so you can at least see what it looks like if in case I get kicked off the internet. Stop talking in code. Let me know what's up. Keep doing it. For me, I love to celebrate. All right. It's pretty smooth. Full cure. Stop talking in code. Let me know what's up. Stop. We might put some. Wait, I forgot I was going to use the color shift polish, the pearlescent polish. I was thinking, hey, maybe we should do some glitter, but we already chose a shiny thing. We'll do glitter next time, if I remember. Look how pretty that is. I love that color. It's close to Periwinkle. It's not Periwinkle, but it is close. All right, last coat. So a little bit too much polish on the brush, so I just scraped some off. Let me just remove it. Alright, and now I'm just going to smooth this out really nice. And let it level. Excuse me, I have an itchy eye. And the reason I didn't put top coat on it yet is because we're going to apply the little, we're going to try to apply some French tips. I am not good at painting them at all. Even using like the little stencils, I'm not good at it. But I like doing it this way, the way I'm going to show you. I'm done with this color on this hand, obviously. And now we're going to use this color on the other two fingers. I like that. That's really pretty. Oh my goodness. There we go. That wasn't a problem with the bottle, that was a problem with my hand. I just didn't want to grab it. So this one's got a little bit more pink in it. Oh, I keep forgetting to do this. You really, really need to make sure there's no oils on your overlay before you do this. Good fuzz. Again, when you're doing a gel polish, take your time. There's no reason to rush it at all. I mean, unless you're in a hurry, but I don't feel like a person. This is just me. Maybe other people are better at painting their nails than I am, but I don't feel like doing nails is something I can do like when I'm on a time crunch at all. I never know how long this is gonna take, right? So rushing is not something I do. Alright, so that's it. I've got a little bit up here, and I don't want it there. Now, you couldn't do that with regular lacquer either, because it would be drying and making a mess. Okay. I think that doing these streams might be one of the scariest things I've ever done. It takes a lot for me to feel okay getting on here and doing this, but it's something I really wanted, so I've worked for a while to get myself mentally ready to do this. So if you're thinking about doing something and you're scared, just be brave. Be brave. You can do it. You can. All right. Second coat. I think probably the biggest tip I have for anybody who is using gel and struggling with it is put less polish on your brush. It will It will solve a lot of issues, honestly. And my second tip would be, hey, just slow down. Slow down a little bit. Basically what you want to do is you want to get your gel spread on there, but you don't want it to be thick or to flood. You'll get ripples and all kinds of other weird stuff. So if you find that your polish is not coming out smooth when you're doing your gel, try putting a lot less product on your brush and slow down. Take a breath and let it sit for a couple of seconds. My headphone's about to die. Oops. Oh no. Oops. I dropped my headphone on the floor and I can't reach it, but we'll handle that in a minute. Last coat. All right. I have a little bit up here, but I'm gonna deal with that later. Because here comes the rain again, falling on your head like a memory. Alright, that's nice and smooth. Let me see if I can move my chair. I lifted it up yesterday, or the day before, and my feet don't really touch the ground. I'm trying to pick up my headphone with my toes, but I'm wearing socks. Can you get it? Come on. I can't do it. Uh-oh. Okay, well, we're going to have to start that over again. I'm very accomplished with the grabber. Ta-da! My hair keeps getting stuck under my arm. So when I turn my head, I pull my own hair. It's weird. My hair hasn't been this long in years. Okay, decades. Decades. The last time my hair was this long, I was 16 or 17 years old, actually. All right. Now just the pinky nail. Right. Clean it. All right. I think the longer I do this, the more confident I will become, and I'll have a lot more to talk, or I'll have a lot more comfort in talking. Right now, I'm trying to get the video right, you know? Trying to get comfortable with being on the camera. When you're doing gel, you can get different looks if you do just one coat versus 2 or 3. Look how different this looks between the two. This is 3 coats, and this is just 1. Let's cure that. But I'm not in a rush here. I'm not in a rush to build the channel. I'm not in a rush to build the community. I feel like I'm just going to be here. And the people who are supposed to be here, the people who gravitate towards my content, will be the people who are supposed to be here. That made no sense. But if you reverse the words around in those sentences, it will make sense. That's called verbal aphasia. I have at it. I have it bad. Let me just vape my vape and try it. I'd stop trying to talk. If you want to see somebody fail at talking, I'm your girl. I'm your huckleberry. Alright. There's a little bit too much there, so I'm just gonna swipe it and remove some. There's a bubble in it. Ah, there we go. I'm watching the weather. It's gonna freaking rain pretty soon here. No. I tried, but there's literally no more in there. Oh well. Am I spoiled? A little bit. Okay, we're gonna do one more coat, and then we're gonna see if we can make French tip butterflies. Here we go. Is it nice and smooth? There's like a streak in there and I want to get it out. So I'm going to put almost no polish on my brush. All right, that should do it. Bye, sweetie. Okie dokie. There we go. I'm going to grab these. And I don't know. I think I'm just going to do them straight across. Oh, yeah, right in front of me. Okay. I was going to try and do rounded, but I feel like that's not going to work for me today, just because. So, I'm going to cut these right down the middle, or try to anyway. Pull that off. And pull that up. Now the trick is to get it across there. That's pretty good. I like it. That worked better than I thought it would. So, what we're going to do is very carefully. I have these tiny scissors, and I'm always losing them. I think they're over here. Hang on. Can I reach past this? Oh my goodness. Here we go. I got it. I love these scissors. So I'm just going to trim it right at the cuticle. I'm going to pull that off. And I'm going to put it right back on here. Because you never know. You might need a tiny piece. Also because I save everything. Right? Now I'm going to get my little silicone tool. And I'm just going to push this down. I'm going to push that. I'm just going to make sure it's really smooth on there. I know that doesn't look quite right, but it is what it is. I'm going to use the 240 side of my file and just get that right off of there. You see that I'm just filing it off the edge carefully. There we go. And now it's ready for your top coat. And you can see that line right there. It looks like the nail thing is sticking up. Let me tell you something. Top coat covers a multitude of sins. So now we're going to top coat the whole nail. Make sure you cover your whole nail. And cure. Uh-oh. I can't see the timer myself, so I have to like be like that. I recommend 2 coats of top coat. But I'm going to do that after I do everything else. I'll do a final top coat. Okay, these ones came out a little bit wider than those. So, these I'm going to use for my thumbs. Just peel that off. And I'm going to put it on the nail. Try to get it on there straight. I'm not good at that. Okay, let's trim that. Okay. Get it all nice and smooth. Right. And we're going to get our file and get rid of the overhang. I'll grab that and then get a little rubbing alcohol, just a smidge, and tap it on the end. Sometimes that helps it smooth out and adhere. That looks good. Let's slap it with the top coat. The big old hair in there. Okay, let's cure that. We're almost done. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this hand, and then we're gonna then we're gonna go because, oh, I'm so tired. And I'm watching the clouds roll in from far away. Well, they're not even clouds. That looks like it's straight rain coming down, y'all. It's about to pour. And I know it's gonna kick me off the internet, so at least you got to see one hand get done. I'm gonna do the other hand the exact same way, so it's no big deal. You won't be missing anything. Yo, I have the Baby Shark song stuck in my head right now. It's not pleasant. That's so pretty. What do we think so far? We're gonna do this one and this one. So this is just, I just wanted to show you guys this, honestly. This is just a really easy way. I mean, it doesn't look amazing, but if you struggle with French tips, this could be your answer. It could be. It could be your answer. Now, I was going to try and cut them in a curve. So I had these out, which are curved, and I was going to try to cut them in a curve, but I decided that I didn't want to do that because my hands are not cooperating right now. And I did want to show you guys, like, this is super easy. You just cut them in a straight line. It's a good way to use up those nail wraps that are never going to fit on your finger. Because you always have some, right? You guys don't want to see me do my left hand anyway. It's always a mess, you know? Because I'm left-handed, so. Reese, don't drink too much, buddy. The dog is so old. He forgets that he shouldn't drink so much. Hey, buddy. Pause. Reese. Reese. He does not even hear me. I wonder if his hearing's starting to go all the time. I try to get him to take a break and then go back to it, but he doesn't listen to me. Let's file the edge. Let me grab these little pieces out of here. This is going pretty well, honestly. I shouldn't have said that. I probably just jinxed myself. Oh! I just flew. Alright. Get your top coat. always make sure you get the corners of your nail and you wrap the free edge. Look, that is where your nail is going to wear off the quickest, right? So I just put in a little extra protection. Let it smooth out. The power of gel. I was just checking to make sure the stream's still going. Oh no. I reset it on accident. Here comes the thunder, y'all. I'm trying to work quick. I want you to be able to see the final result before I get kicked off the internet. Honestly, since I started streaming, I've been kicked off the internet more than I have in the past, like, 5 years. How weird is that? I haven't been kicked off the internet this much since the internet was first the internet and I was running on dial-up. Do you guys remember Net Zero? You would get the CDs in the mail and they'd give you a free month. And then next month they would send you one and you just sign up with a different email address. I had so many email addresses back then. I still have too many email addresses now. It's because I don't ever delete anything. It's a trauma response, okay? We'll talk about it someday. I went through Katrina and lost a bunch of stuff, and so I don't get rid of things now. Now, I've never tried this with this particular brand of nail wrap. They're from Nail Fox, and I just saw them, and I love so many of their designs, so I got some. But, I don't know how this will hold up, but we'll find out. Because the next time I do my nails, guess what? I'm going to be doing my nails on live stream. That's just, why not, right? It's fun. Get the silicone tool. Okay. And now, last one. I'm trying to hurry because the rain is like right over my house. Okay? But I got that all over my finger. It happens. Right. We're gonna cure it, and then we're gonna put on one more round of top coat on every nail and cure that, and we will be done. And I will get off camera and I will go to my room and finish this. Tired. But it's been great hanging out with you guys today. It's better when I don't have to do this by myself. Well, this part's fun, but the two previous lives I did, two previous videos, they weren't fun. I wasn't having fun. I was having fun with you guys. You guys see that somebody threw a sandwich at a cop? I think in DC. My whole thing, I have a totally different take probably than everybody else. Like, you shouldn't throw sandwiches at police and officers, but I understand his frustration. On the other hand, he just bought that sandwich. Why'd you throw away your sandwich? Didn't you have anything like change, maybe a receipt? You could have balled the receipt up and thrown it. Why did you throw your sandwich? It doesn't seem like, I don't know, guys. I'm not throwing my sandwich. I might throw something else. I wouldn't throw it at a law enforcement. I wouldn't throw anything at a law enforcement officer. They're just trying to do their job, even if they're being given weird directions. But I would throw my sandwich down after I just bought a sandwich. Don't throw your sandwiches, people. Food fighting is not democratic. We live in a democracy, not a cafeteria. So let's go ahead and do the final top coat. I'm gonna quick cure it, flash cure it. Because it's my thumb and it's hard to keep your thumb from getting messed up. I just saw the lights flicker, didn't I? And flash cure those two, just so that it doesn't go anywhere. What do you five? And now we can cure everything. All right. Before you can see the final result, let me just go ahead and say that I'm kind of loving this whole like live streaming thing. And I hope that you're enjoying what I'm doing. And I thank you. I thank you for hanging out. And what else? And what else? Oh, yeah, this is a magical place. Here in my castle. It's not a castle, it's a palace. This is Periwinkle Palace Arts. I'm Princess Bun Bun. I'm here with my bunnies to do art things. And we did art today. And let's see if the bunnies like it. All right, what do you think? I think that's super cute. Normally what I do at this stage is I go ahead and I put on some cuticle oil. I'm going to do that, but I'm not going to do it until after I do the other hand, which I will do off screen. This is our final look. I think it's cute. Do you like it, Patches? She loves it. She loves it. You guys let me know what you think. If you've ever tried doing a French tip the way I just did. And if you have, how's it worked for you? And also, if you have any other tips for doing French tips, for people who really struggle to do French tips, drop it in the comments below and I might try it out. I could do that, yeah. Other than that, I hope you have a great first year Friday, and I hope you have a great weekend. Again, I might come back and on Sunday and do a bonus session where we just color. I just want to color so bad. Y'all, that's all I got. Bye!